Hey, howdy, hey y'all, Leanna here. Today we are going to do a battle of foundations. We're going to battle powder and liquid because a lot of people say you should not use a powdered foundation on your mature skin. And I disagree. I really enjoy my powdered foundation. I like this liquid foundation a lot, but I still prefer my powder foundation. So we're going to put both of them on my face. We're going to do a wear test, see how they look, see how they hold up, and put this baby to bed. So I have already put on my lotions, potions, serums, and all of that good stuff. I'm going to use products that I always use because I know how they perform. I know how each of these perform individually on their own. I'm hoping that the colors are going to be similar enough that I won't look too crazy with half my face one color and half the other. And we'll see what happens. I know that a lot of people have issues with texture on their skin. Texture does not bother me. I'm 57, and as you can see, I have fine lines and wrinkles and texture. It looks better than it did since I have been doing my skincare and really taking care of my skin, but I accept and embrace my age and how my skin looks. Well, I'm still trying to make it better, but... So I'm going to use my e.l.f. Putty Primer. This is my Holy Grail primer, and I know that some of you are probably going to say, oh my gosh, you are using too much. But I follow a very smart lady, and her makeup looks fantastic, and that is one of the first things she will tell you, is she really uses her primer so that it helps to hold her makeup where it's supposed to. And plus I want enough to fill in my pores because I do have right many pores around my T-zone area. So I want to make sure I get those all filled in. And in the area right over my eyebrows, right in this area, I have some pores. I am also going to use my Becca Under Eye Primer. I don't know what I'm going to do when this is gone, since Becca has gone out of business. This is a really good under eye primer. Thankfully, you don't need a lot of it, so hopefully this will continue to last me for a while. So I'm going to start with my powder. This is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r Soft Matte Powder Foundation, and it's in the shade 260. And I'm going to use my BK Beauty foundation brush. This is the 101 brush. This is perfect for powder foundation, and it's the only thing that I use this brush for. I do not use it with my liquid foundation. For that, I use my beauty blender, beauty sponge, specifically my e.l.f. because that is my favorite. Now, the left side of my face has more texture than the right side. So I'm going to put the powder on the more textured side. And I'm also going to show you how I do my powdered foundation to help it not look so textured on my skin. So there we go. I'm going to turn my light on so that hopefully you can see a little bit better. I need to blend. And the other thing about this is I don't wear my foundation really heavy either. So that's what the powdered foundation looks like on my mature skin. So now we're going to move on to the number 7. This is the number 7 Lift and Luminate Triple Action Serum Foundation. It has a broad spectrum SPF 15 sunscreen in it, and it's also suitable for sensitive skin. And I am in the shade Warm Beige. Put a pump on the back of my hand, and then I'm going to take my e.l.f. beauty sponge and start pouncing that on my face. And so there's the powdered side, and there's the liquid foundation side. And I cannot tell a difference. I know that this side looks right at the moment to be just a little bit drier. Obviously this has a little bit more luminosity to it. But once I set it all down, you really cannot tell the difference. I'm going to take a little bit of my number 7 Lift and Luminate Triple Action Finishing Powder. This is in light medium with this concealer brush. And I'm just going to set under my eye. I'm going to put a little bit of that around my nose as well. In my laugh lines. And on my forehead. And then I'm going to use my One Size by Patrick Star setting powder. I put that in this bowl because it's just easier for me to get it on my brush. And this is what it looks like after my setting powder. To me, there is no difference between the powder and the liquid. Can you see a difference? I don't see a difference. Let me turn the light back on. And then what I do is I take my setting spray and I'm going to use my Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. And I don't have a fan, so I just take a piece of paper. I take this fancy piece of equipment here to help dry it down. And then I take that and I spray it on my sponge, tap it into my hand, and then just make sure that all of that is set down. And then, because I'm extra, I go back in and put setting powder on it one more time. Because sometimes, for me, the setting powder feels a little sticky, not the powder. The setting spray will feel a little sticky, and I don't like that, especially on my neck. And I feel like putting the setting powder down again is just that extra step to making it last for me. And then I go back over it with my sponge just to get rid of that powdery look. I don't put any extra spray on my sponge. It is just barely damp. And there we go. That is how I do my foundation, whether it's powder or liquid. But seriously, I want you to seriously tell me in the comments, powder, liquid. Can you tell a difference? Does the powder make my skin look more textured and wrinkly and old? And again, I know that I don't put a heavy coat of powder or liquid foundation on my face, but I am okay with seeing my skin. I like for my skin to look like skin. If you can tell here on my cheeks, it just helps. I mean, it doesn't cover up that blood vessel there, but I don't care about that. It does look, the pores look blurred, and it just evens out my skin tone, and that's the way I like it. So I'm going to finish putting on the rest of my makeup. I'm going to do a wear test. I'll probably get about 6 hours, maybe 7 at the most, and then we will come back before I take my makeup off tonight before I go to bed and see where we're at. Okay, y'all. Let me pull up my phone so I can show you that it is 11:19 p.m. And this is what my face looks like. I have not done any touch-up to it whatsoever. The only thing that I have done is right after I put the foundation on, I did put on bronzer and blush. I did not set it again. I did my eye look for another video. And this is what the number 7 liquid versus the Fenty powder looks like. And I don't see a difference. So when I'm wanting to feel a little bit more bougie, I will do the liquid foundation because I like the process of putting it on and all of that. I do enjoy that foundation. This so far has been my holy grail foundation. I absolutely love it, and it's what, $15.99? But in the mornings when I'm getting ready for work, I got to go because I am not a morning person. I don't do mornings well. I get up and I'm rushing and trying to get ready. Then I'm using my powdered foundation, which is what I normally use 95% of the time. And I'm 57. I have wrinkles and texture and creases and more wrinkles and more wrinkles. So you tell me if the powder foundation makes me look worse, because I don't see it. So you have to figure out a method for using powdered foundation if that's what you're wanting to do. You have to figure out whether or not you can put it on super heavy or if you need to put it on a little bit lighter. And then you have to decide, are you okay with how your skin looks? Are you going to love your skin and embrace your skin? Because just like this blood vessel, I don't try to cover that up. I'm like, that's my beauty mark. I just accept it and embrace it and, go on with my life. So if you have been told that you cannot wear powdered foundation, I don't believe that. I'm sure that there are probably some people that have certain things about their skin that it really does make it look worse. But you should try it and try different methods of putting it on to see if you can make it work for you. Okay? It's almost 11:30 and I have to go to work tomorrow, so I need to go take this all off and get in the bed. So thank you for hanging out with me and watching me test out this powder versus liquid. If you got some value out of my video or you enjoyed it, then hit that like button, show that like button some love. And as always, I'd like to remind you that makeup is meant to enhance the natural beauty that you already are. And we are all beautiful at any age and at any size. Find something to be grateful for today. Pull your foundation out and play with it, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye-bye. Christopher, I don't think you need to wear foundation because fish don't care. They don't care whether you have on foundation or not, so I think you should just, go naked. Go fishing naked. Okay? But maybe put some sunscreen on. All right? Mama loves you, boo.